All right, after a difficult week handling questions on abortion and nuclear arms, Donald Trump continued to open up this weekend. NBC's Katie Tur has learned that a top ally to Trump advised him to lay low and be patient for the news cycle to pass. But despite that advice, Trump kept up with a spate of interviews, one with Maureen Dowd of the New York Times, where he admitted that tweeting an unflattering photo of Heidi Cruz was a mistake, one with Bob Woodward and Robert Costa of the Washington Post, in which he said the U.S. is headed for a very massive recession. And Trump gave 3 nationally televised interviews that aired yesterday, including one with CBS, that led to another clarification on his abortion stance.
The laws are set now on abortion, and that's the way they're going to remain until they're changed.
Because you had said you wanted, you told Bloomberg in January that you believed abortion should be banned at some point in pregnancy. Where would you
first of all, I would have liked to have seen, this be a states' rights. I would have preferred states' rights. I think it would have been better if it were up to the states. But right now, the laws are set, and that's the way the laws are.
But you have a feeling how they should change? There are a lot of laws you want to change. You've talked about them on everything from libel to torture. Anything you'd want to change?
At this moment, the laws are set, and I think we have to leave it that way.
So Trump's campaign issued a statement after that interview saying, quote, Mr. Trump gave an accurate account of the law as it is today and made clear it must stay that way now until he is president. Then he will change the law through his judicial appointments and allow the states to protect the unborn. There is nothing new or different here. So at least that lack of discipline, I think, that people are pointing to. There are certain things that were said in the past that everyone felt were so damaging that actually, I think, played into the feelings of primary voters. I think these may be different because you lose voters when you say things that impact women's lives directly in perhaps what they would feel a negative way.
Well, and I think the choice of words in that first interview with Chris Matthews, punish. I think that women heard that loud and clear, that they were to be punished for their choices, whereas the man who's involved, nothing Trump said in the interview, no, the man's irrelevant, no punishment for him. I think women heard that, and I think it was just the confluence of really damaging events. Just the drumbeat of anti-women, and I'm sorry, I'm a young Republican woman, and I do not want Trump to be president just because I feel he is so anti-women. And that's, I've lived through the 2012 cycle. It wasn't exactly Republican men saying sweet things about women, but this is far, far worse than anything I've ever seen. I think that he is one of the most damaging men in public life when it comes to how he talks about women.
And, Elise is not alone in her concerns. Stan Greenberg, the well-known Democratic pollster, was quoted in a New York Times piece yesterday, and he said, according to his poll right now, Donald Trump is down 23 points to Hillary Clinton in a hypothetical among women. 23 points. The biggest spread in the last 36 years since 1980 in a general election was Bob Dole losing to Bill Clinton among women by 11 points. So that women problem could be fatal for Donald Trump.
Could be massive, yep.